the 7 deadly sins in our life: pride, envy, anger, sloth, avarice, gluttony, and lust. Why are these important? Because we all have propensities to a multitude of them. But what we find in the spiritual life, and we see this in the writings of Father Adolphe Tanquerey in The Spiritual Life, he talks about the process of how do we actually achieve it. And he speaks about the science of the saints is actually what they say. In general, we must attack our predominant fault by striving to practice the contrary virtue. So we are to seek out our predominant fault. And so again, going back to those 7 deadly sins, we have to identify what that is. And so pride, envy, anger, sloth, avarice, gluttony, and lust. One of the most common predominant faults for people is lust. One of the ways that we often are able to identify what our predominant fault is through the out-of-body experience. Because in the out-of-body travel experience, we have the opportunity to experience energetic truth. We're taken into our own defects. And so if we either don't know what our predominant fault is, or if we are misidentifying it, it can be pointed out to us in that experience. But then we want to go, as Father Tanquerey states, we have to counter it with the opposite virtue. And so what are the 7 virtues? We have chastity, temperance, charity, diligence, patience, kindness, and humility. Let's just give a simple example. Lust can be tempered with chastity. Lust can be tempered with temperance, prudence, diligence. So we utilize these opposite virtues to discipline our interior, and then eventually it comes outward into our exterior as well. And in some respects, we're going to actually discipline the exterior first, which will be our outward actions, and it will come back into our interior. So you'll find that you will start ceasing to partake of certain activities or actions in the external life, and it will slowly start manifesting further and further into your dream life, into your subconscious life. So you will be less and less susceptible to temptations in your waking world and slowly into your unconscious world as well. This is how purification will move through the soul. But this is where we're talking about the 7 vices and the 7 virtues. This is where purification begins.